اللهم لك الحمد كما أنت أهله صل على محمد كما أنت أهله وفعل بنا ما أنت أهله فإنك أنت أهل التقوى وأهل المغفرة اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وصل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات اللهم صل على محمد كما تحب وترضى له.
Have you ever traveled on motorway? You have done it many times. And you have also traveled on normal roads many times. There is a lot of difference in the travel on motorway and normal roads. In motorway there are a lot of indicators for safe journey and for safety of not for yourself but for your also transportation. There is a wall between the roads so that the indicator light of the other side can't disturb you. There are indicators when there are slides, there are road filing, there is passage of animals, indicators are there. There are a lot of indicators for your safety. I travel many times in my life. I am traveling on motorways. There are indicators which tell me where to go, where to stop, where to reduce the speed, where there are landsliding, where there are sharp curves. The purpose of all this is safety and security of travel, easiness of the journey, just to protect you and your transportation. It is just that you can't misguide it. There are indicators that you out from the motorway where you want to go, but don't move here and there, wastage for time and for all your things. A newcomer can easily reach its destination just due to indicators showing on the different sides, different places on the motorway. The purpose of all these things that you can reach on your destination easily and safely. In their life, Islam is also a motorway which also give you provide you help and guidance where you move, when you have to stop, when you have to move fast, when you be vigilant, where you want to be cautious from the left and right. It provides you safety in all your ways. A looter, a robber can't rob all your things. You and your transportation should be very safe and sound. In Islam, your life is your spirit and your rights and rider both are safe and sound. You should reach your destination safe and soundly with protection and easiness. Motorway is the name of two things, safety and security. And the motorway of Islam is called Shariat. It is also full of easiness and security, just with the purpose that you can reach your destination with safety and security. There are a lot of things waiting for you, lavish things, all the blessings of Allah waiting for you in heaven. But the purpose is the safety and soundness of your journey of life, so that its ended is very secure way and you land in grave with safety and security. I am thinking on some words from few days. these are triggering in my mind and capturing my mind. I will say, MashaAllah, Tabarakallah, Inshallah, Jazakallah. There are a lot of prayers on different events. If you see a person in very comfortness, you say, MashaAllah, Tabarakallah. And if you have any program for future and plan, you say, Inshallah. And whenever one has helped him, we say, Jazakallah, Tabarakallah, Allah, 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 MashaAllah, Jazakallah. I think about these things many times. I was thinking, then it came in my mind that these are the indicators in our life, like indicators of the motorway. Whenever there is a problem in your car, phone, the helpline, the person will have definitely come to help you. They are saying that if you want to have an enemy with any person, give him an old car, can make him addiction. It is enough. There will be nothing left. We called on the helpline number. Workshop persons came. They told that there is belt of this car is loose. They changed the belt and we resumed our journey. I thought that our Shariat always help us on every steps. Then I thought that these words are not for nothing. There are a lot of things hidden in it. Actually, we are investors. There is nothing more than the investment of Islam, Kalma. Our poorest person is more rich, is the largest investor in the world. If a person get all the things, wealth of all the world, but he could not even have Islam, there is nothing, there is no value of this wealth. Actually, we are investors, and Islam is the largest investment. There is Hadith Qudsi. If a person have enemy with my lovers, my friends, I have a war with that person. If a person has jealousy, wrongdoings, bad thinkings with my friends, I have an open war with that person. There was a person who was abusing a friend of Allah. His Islam, his Iman was snatched. He became non-believer. Some person asked the friend of Allah, asked that friend that, have you given curse to that person? The friend of Allah told that I have friendship with Allah, and on his abusing to me, Allah became angry and snatched his Iman. He gave an example that when a kingdom captures, occupied the others, first of all it snatched the major wealth of that country. Due to these things, Allah has snatched his Iman. I am in Iji from last 2-3 days. His dead body was bringing in our Tasbih Khana. I was in traveling from last many days. He came here. His dead body came in Tasbih Khana, but he never came in our Tasbih Khana. I am upset from the last many days. I am giving him prayers Durud Sharif and other things. He was our neighbor. I have responsibility for him. Whenever there is attack on another ministry, the main wealth, presents are snatched from other conquerors. Maulana Hadith told that in our class, we were very sharp students in our class, and we were in the habits of having full interest on studies, and we also have many questions, ask questions from our teacher. Our teacher was very blessed with us, and whenever there is some need and we are not present in class, our teacher delay his lesson whenever until we came back. One student was very uneasy and have questions and blame teacher as well as on this thing on it. There are lot of benefits on the road, on the journey, on the direction which is given on by Murshid. There are a lot of benefits for you, and there are a lot of types of difficulties. Whenever a person give blames on these things, there are a lot of issues for that person. Once a teacher was sitting in a very special mood. He replied that person who was in the habit of having blame on our habits, on us. The teacher told that these are the very kind persons, very noble students of my class, and you are mad and having questions on this habit. After a few times, that person became mad. Once he had a dead cow on a stick, and he was saying that eating of that dead crow is halal. There is nothing bad in it, eating it. Then the thing, whenever a person blame friends of Allah, is snatched. We want that our journey is safe and sound. Motorway give indicators just that we can reach our destination with safety and security. And we had to follow all these things if we want to reach our destination. We have to reduce speed, and we have to also, when you can do more speed, and there are also indicators just for the protection of our journey. We are investors, we are wealthy persons. There are a lot of things which affects our lives. If a person wants to work, to move with a friend of Allah, there is a message for that person that there are a lot of problems on every steps, and you can't travel with that person without any problems. I was sitting somewhere. I asked my friends, the company friend of Allah is not so easy. There will be so much conflicts and problems for you. And Shaitan, the enemy of you, will always whisper in yourself, and there will be a lot of problems on every step.
ये कदम कदम बलाएं, ये सौदाए कुएं जाना, ये कदम कदम बलाएं, ये सौदाए कुएं जाना, जिन्हें जिंदगी हो प्यारी वो यहीं से लौट जाएं.
If there are some problems, then stick with your friend, your lover, your Murshid. When I am in the search of my friend, I move on the top side of my house just to see my friend. I give sports to my broken heart and see here and there, just in the search of my friend. Every time of the day, would I be successful in searching my friend or not? I have spent all my life in just of my search of my friend. I could not even meet my friend, just in the search of my friend. I spent all my life. We are moving, traveling on the road to meet our Allah and Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are a lot of enemies in of us, shaitans, jinnat, and they are looting our Islam, our deen. We have been looted, but even don't know what things have been looted from us. A few days told me that whenever you have opened the word of jinnats, we felt that we felt the importance of du'as, prayers, which have been given to us. These are for the safety of our life. These are from the safety from shaitans and jinnats. We started feeling the interface of enemies, shaitan, jinnats in our lives. And while friends of Allah had given such things to us and benefits of prayers in our lives, we face so many problems, hurdles on each steps in our life. The company of friends of Allah is not so easy. There was a person, I was sitting in the company of a friend of Allah. A person came without permission and sit behind me. I felt that there is some disturbance in the blessings. Let's give you an example. I was sitting. There were two persons. A person was in the summer season. A person turned pedestrian fan on his side. The air disturbed and air blown to that person. Whenever there is a reduction in the throw of air condition or fan, feel it. When our heart is so polished, we will also feel that things in our lives. You will feel blessings. There are a lot of things when you get and also lost directions, blessings. We feel only these things whenever our heart is so clean. I told that person and requested him to please move outside the room. I requested him and then told after the sitting that the company of good friends of Allah is not so easy. Hazrat Abbas radhiyallahu advised his son to sit in the habit of Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu, keep the privacy of elders, of friends of Allah. Hazrat Umar radhiyallahu has taken in his custody Hazrat Abdullah. His father, he is told, gave him so much advices that care these things, don't disclose the private things of elders in society. He was very nice person. He also shared his experiences in his life of his life to his son. I told that the company and serving of a friend of Allah is not so easy, and you will face so much hurdles. Allah will definitely take some services from him if he cross the hurdles without any nyness. I don't say that I am Walillah, and I have not in the claim that jinnats are working under me. There are a lot of hurdles in my life. This service of the Spikhana is also not without any problems, hurdles. I tried to work with easiness with my life, with my friends, but I feel so much hurdles in it, and you will also face hurdles and problems due to me. I am working with these things. If you say that working with friend of Allah without hurdles and problems is not so easy. When there are hurdles and the person feels that this is our negative things, then he is deprived of these services. Then he is always saying that to regain these services, but the time had passed and he could not even get the services again. It's the time of hurdles to face and cross and continue services. Sometimes the friends of Allah see how many persons are working for that person. Once, a few years ago, I was working. I distributed halwa, and there was a small girl who bought so many plates. This is for my brother, this is for my mother, this is for my other sister. It was decided that only one plate was bought by one person. I saw that girl and continued to give her halwa. If a person gives something, it sees the gathering and give based on the gathering number of persons coming on one place. Sometimes people say that we came in this company but could not even get anything. But I say that no person is sent back without anything. But I think that the directions, and sometimes some persons say for prayers, but I told that person that you should not insist the friends of Allah, to raise his hands. Just ask for prayers. I was sitting in the company of other person. I felt that all the blessings, all the directions, all the inspirations vanished. The person sat silently behind me, and I was upset just due to his sitting behind myself. We drink from heart and eyes. The magic of your eyes spell on our heart and eyes. Once a friend came and all the things are disturbed from inner self of myself. I am so much in the need of praise of other persons, and I am clearing you that I am in the need of prayers of other persons. I felt that the sitting of other person disturbed my directions. All these things shows that I am in the need of help of other persons, and I also need the directions of all of you. Many persons say that we bought our friends and told them that write your wishes. All these wishes, all these questions will be answered by our Murshid. That direction comes to me. Sometimes I move from my direction and came back after some words. It is the result of direction of those persons who wrote questions and they are given answers just moving on the bypass. Let's tell you something. You just do one thing and just put your eyes with focus on that person. You will see that what you have done. I was in a travel a few years ago. I thought within myself that I will have focus on that person. I started setting focus on that person. I was sitting in a lounge. I started setting focus on that person. He was the Corps Commander of 31 Corps. We were coming to Lahore. There was a Fokker airplane, and it had to come to Lahore. I had no introduction to that person. I have no any task with that person. That was the Corps Commander of 31 Corps. He was sitting in the VIP lounge. I was also taken on that VIP launch. Someone told me that is the Corps Commander of the 31 Corps Command, General Tahir. I talked to myself that I have to focus on that person. I started putting eyes with focus on that person. He was sitting on a chair with a relaxed mood. He was in a relaxing position. I started putting focus on that person. I was just seeing that person. If you give focus, if you put your eyes with focus to any person, you will disturb that person and he will be in and out. You are saying all those persons to me. I am also in the need of your focus on me. I am a too much little person. I started focus on that person. After boarding, we sat in our airplane. It is the story of around 2001 and 2001. We sat on that airplane. I sat behind of that person and I resumed my focus on that person. After reaching on the airplane, stays were placed. After arriving on the airport, that person was in the first on the passengers. After reaching on the airport, he said to me, "You don't even shake hand to me." shake hand with me and told that you even don't have a shake hand with me. I introduced him that I am Hakeem. In the feeling, he told me that I am from there, Ismail Khan, and he started talking in Saraiki. I just gave him focus, and after that there was only few meetings with that person. You are saying to me, it is just a look on me, but it has also effects on me. And if you have look of a good friend of Allah, there are a lot of things in you, and you will get so many blessings and benefits from that look of that person. A person told that fill your heart with so much blessings and give the other persons the blessings which are out of your heart, not from your heart, only the out of the box things. We had so many rules of the company of a society. There were some friends of persons who were saying that you should have a program where we can sit to come in my society with only two conditions: come on time and don't sleep in my company. Which come in my heart and I give answers. It is just due to directions, just due to feelings of yourself. All these things have effects on my heart, and I started talking about those things. I was saying that we are wealthy. There are a lot of chances of looting from our enemies, from Shaitan, from Jinnat. These are our open enemies from the beginning, from prior to the beginning of the life in earth, of humanity in earth. These Jinnat and Shaitans were living on earth. These are enemies of us. But all the Jinnats are not enemies. They are very nice persons. They are very noble persons. They are very helpful for humanity. I am talking about the notorious shaitans and negative jinnats. All the things. Just to say Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah, MashaAllah, Tabarakallah, Jazakallah. These are the things which are just to protect ourselves. My mind was thinking about these things from many days. We get so many benefits from these things. And I am also saying that is a motorway travel which is safe and sound. It is the same like the life of us is a motorway, and Shariat is a best motorway where we can move. Prayers, Durood Sharif, and other things are the safety tools which help to reach our destination with safety and soundness and protection. It gives us protection on all the steps, and the system which is given for our steps just for our protection life. Why we lose these things? Why we were snatched from these things? I am saying a saying of Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Aka Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told, every person has a jinn or shaitan with himself or herself. The friends of Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, have you also that jinn or shaitan with you? Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told that yes, but my jinn has become Muslim. and he always gave me the direction on right side. Once I went to another place in a village. They asked Maulana Ghulam Rasool and requested him. Maulana asked the name from that person. He told another name, which was not the actual name of that son of that landlord. It was clear that it is a jinn. The jinn told that person was singing with very beautiful voice, and it was very beautiful as well. The daughter of our king was in the love of that person. The king of our kingdom told that made this person the rest of his life. Maulana asked that person, where is your king? He told that he is in Kashmir. Maulana recited some things. The king of that kingdom, Jinnat, came back in front of Maulana and asked and was agreed to leave that person. The person was relieved. Once a landlord came to meet another landlord. He saw that a person was caught behind the bar. The person who was caught requested other landlord that please request further release bail of that for myself from this landlord. That person told that it's a very crucial. He has caused the death of hundreds of my camels. The other person told how he has caused the death of hundreds of camels. The person told that he is a very good poet, and he started poetry in a travel, and the camel started moving with a fast speed and reached to the destination within few days, which was supposed to be covered in many months. Due to this thing, they reached to the destination, but after reaching our destination, they started going in the valley of death. Just due to that race, they were so much upset, their heart was broken, and they were in the valley of death. Sometimes some persons that Ishq is very different thing. I say that Ishq don't see any religion, any color, anything, and they are met in the love of the persons. The liver of deserts. I asked from a person living in the desert. It is a story of about 90s. I remember it is 97 because my father was also died in 1997. And the person living in the desert started poetry, and the king of kingdom directed his jinn to be imposed on that person just due to Gharat. Why we say when we see a beautiful person, a beautiful thing, why it's said that we should say mashallah whenever you see the best things, beautiful things? Why I say that you should read mashallah la quwwata illa billah? It is just because that Allah, you are stronger than all things, and no one else person can come and snatch these things from us. This is a true religion. This is a true thing which help us in our lives. You can easily understand that why we say that you should say MashaAllah la quwwata billah whenever you see beautiful things. You should say MashaAllah la quwwata billah. It is an animal or a human being. Just we are protected from being snatched. Our health, our happiness, our peace is not snatched from other person. This matter is just due to Gharat. There are a lot of stories in the universe. Let's tell you another story. And there are different ways, different stories, different paths in life. There was, in the previous days, there was the days when the people were used to have surma on their eyes, in the habits of wearing lockets, malas, of threads. It was the habits of persons, youngsters in previous days. I am telling you a story of my father. I am not eyewitness, but I have seen, I have learned from my father. The father was the son of our serving persons. He was in the habit of having Vance. He was in the habit of playing Vance. He was a good player of Vance. I have not seen his young life. He is still alive. I bought my children and used to meet that person. They told me that we have learned that you don't meet to any person. A person came and told me that you have played in my arms. It was decided that you will not give food to me and to other persons. It was decided and agreed that we should ask or told that okay, it's agreed and give some time. I reached on agreed time. Money started to come due to wealth. Some person told that it's not allowed, but I told that person it's no problem. And there was a lot of money coming from many sides. I have a video. There was a lot of money spread on front of me. I told them different things, different prayers, and life of Rasulullah. After all these things, I opened my thali and gave 500 from myself, from my father, another 500 from my children. There were also other persons. And I also told the other persons to give money. Some person gave 1,000, some person 5,000, and my brother gave 2,000. I told to count all this money and instructed to give this money to mosque. The landlord of this land told that you have done lot of things with us. I told them that I am linked with the company of Data, and Data always gives. If I take I will be disclosed from data. It is a habit of that area that whenever a murshid came, they have lot of food, there are lot of things available to eat for that murshid. I told that persons to have a tent so that the persons can sit easily on that place to listen Madrasa. We need protection on all steps for us. I was telling you a story of a young person. There was a person from a Blues family. He was in the habit of playing Vance, and he was also in the habit of singing a song. It was also came to know that he was also a lover, and he was hurt from a love. After some time, it was came to know that he was facing illness. He is out of his clothes. He is not in senses. He is very weak and even could not move. All the things were sold for his health. His buffaloes, his cows were also sold for his treatment. After some days, Pir Mesha Sahib was requested to come and see the patient. He came and he captured his small finger and told, give him abuse. And he told that I am Sayyid, I belong to a Sayyid family. And he started reciting some things. And he continued reciting some things. And after some effort, he started talking. There was a talk of a woman. She told that I like that person. The said person told that it is not good thing to be said. And he gave curse to that person, told that it's not good thing. He was not in the good position. He will not be died, but he will complete his life. But I will keep that person in that position so that he cannot move to the other side. Shah Sahib told to leave that person, and that person was recovered. That person is still alive and have good health. MashaAllah, Tabarakallah, Bismillah, MashaAllah, La Quwwata Illa Billah. These are the sayings of our Rasulullah. Bismillahi tawakkaltu ala Allah. I was reading about these things. Allah helped him and protect him from bad things and jinnats. It's the protection from the negative things of jinnats. Why it said that we should road out of the home after Maghrib. Why it is said by our Rasulullah. It is clear indication, there is clear research from science. Why it is said that we should not send our children outside the house after Maghrib. We can't move without keeping the life of Rasulullah from our lives. The journey of life could not be reached without Shariat. if you want that your life is spent with safety and security, it is not possible to move without these things. Today a person asked questions to me. They asked question, Jannats are only for Muslims, are these not for Europeans and other country persons? I asked him the two questions. Suicides are high on Muslims or non-Muslims? Our hospitals are so much in Muslim countries or non-Muslim countries? And I again asked for more questions. He told that, okay, I am agreed. There are a lot of things regarding shaitan, jinnats, and bad evils, bad eyes. I asked him if I have more questions to you. He told that no, I am satisfied from the questions. There are a lot of books and libraries are full with the books related to jinnats and devils. There is an invisible word in the shape of jinnats, devils, and magic and bad evil. We are unaware what can be happened, and when we are unaware from where a problem or hurdle come, Allah save all of us from these things. Invisible thing may hurt a person, a family, a person. Listen one thing more. Says Waruzan Shah was a very nice person. He was a noble friend of Allah. Two women came to him and told that we have come from India during migration. We have not come for treatment. We have just to see you and meet you and for prayers. Another recites, it is written that sometimes jinnats and devils create others between husband and wife. They create the atmosphere of war between them. Sometimes woman feels that husband is very cautious person and I am just a mate, and he has placed me in the position of a mate and I work all the day, but there is no recognition for me, and she will feel that her husband is a wolf and dangerous person. The main purpose of that devil is to create separation between them. She is placed on the surface of water and asks questions from his staff. Different devils say their stories differently. Some say that I have caused the quarrel between husband and wife. The person who says this, it's given very encouragement from his leaders. Khan family only says Khana Kharab. This is not a very small thing. It is very dangerous. His family is disturbed. What will be left for him or his family? all things will be vanished. These devil things always try to create hurdles and separations and quarrels between husband and wife. A person came to Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and asked that, kindly tell me, this son belongs to me or to other person. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him question, have you seen the son, a baby camel, which is different from his parents? The person told, yes, I have seen. Rasulullah just asked him to go away with this example. That person was very satisfied from this question, from this answer. I asked from a desert person, have you seen such things in your camels? He told me that, yes, after few generations, there is a totally different colored baby camel born in deserts. Whispers and bad things created between husband and wife, always the result of devils. These jinnats and devils are the basis of these things. That's why I have already told that whenever husband and wife see each other, they should say, Bismillah, MashaAllah, La Quwwata Illa Billah. Oh Allah, you are stronger from these things. For you are stronger from devils, you are stronger from jinnats. Many persons say me that we have always seen quarrel between our parents. They are always quarreling each other. Their whole life is spent in these things. I am near to the phobia of jinnats and devils. I have seen many things in my life. There are a lot of experience shared to me about these things. We had a very nice person, Sultan Sahib, and told him that please keep the secrecy of letters, written persons. Just give us the summary of the letter. It is not possible to publish whole letter. Just get the text of the letters and give us to publish in our Risala, our magazine. Whenever I used to meet him, all the things were very arranged. All the things were placed in a very decent manner. I went after few days to meet and asked about the progress. I saw that all the things are scattered here and there. There is nothing placed in a decent way. I asked him what has been happened. He told me that there are a lot of problems of persons. I am under stress by reading the problems of the persons. It is just the blessings of Allah on me that I am in a very peaceful way, peaceful mind. Just stand up in front of me and a person, just only 11% tell their story to you. It will be not possible for you just to sleep, just to read, just to eat. There will be a lot of stress on you. Anxiety will cover from you here and there. I always give tissues. The person sitting in front of me. It is just the blessings of Allah that Allah has given me so much patience that I listen these stories with patience and try to give them solutions. It is not aware that whenever from where a hurdle come and creates separation between husband and wife, and whole the life is spent in this way. A person had a speech and speaks with courage and loudly that we should not go anywhere there is no regret. A person was sitting in it. The person told that we should not go to our house. A doctor told that it will take 200 rupees to move the teeth. The person told that okay, it's no problem. Get out all these teeth, I will pay. The persons who try to have a discussion to prove other Muslims as kuffar, non-believers, they try to choose only those narrations, hadiths, which prove themselves they are non-believers. But I am not in this habit. I always try to get the collection which protects ourselves and our families from these invisible things. If you are not so much courageous and you are not so confident, you should take support from other persons. There is no any value of a person. There is no value in front of Allah and Rasulullah. The generations of Rasulullah in front of Sahaba, in front of Awliya, we are nothing. We have no value in front of these things, these noble persons. The tasbihats given on different occasions help us all the way. They protect us and Allah open the blessings for us. Open the ways of blessings. MashaAllah mean we have handed over ourselves to Allah. Jazakallah mean that I can't give you reward. We have taken this to Allah. Inshallah mean I can't do all the things. Nothing. I can't do anything. Only Allah can do these things. These are the words which help us on each step of life. Why it is said that say Assalamu alaikum? Because Islam is the name of Allah. It is protection from all things. It is protection from gunpoint. It is protection from our families. It is protection for the dignity of our families, our blessings, our house, our daughters, our sons. It is not a very minor thing. A person when says Assalamu alaikum, he says that may Allah protect you, Allah save May Allah give you protection from any bad thing. It's the meaning of Assalamu alaikum that Allah bless you. And on the reply of this thing, the person also say wa alaikum assalam. It's a reciprocal of Assalamu alaikum. And the person also replies that Allah open ways, open doors of blessings on you. Whenever we say to known and unknown persons, there may be some persons who are very close to Allah. There are a lot of persons who are just very simple persons, but they have so much dignity, they have so much position, they have so much value in the eyes of Allah. Whenever they say something, Allah completes, Allah fulfills their promises. Once Malik bin Dinar was sitting on a corner or on a place, and he was asking if there is a person who give me something, some amount, I will give him 4 prayers. In response of this, there was a person who was a slave of a person, but he had believed that Malik bin Dinar is saying it will be definitely fulfilled. The owner of that person has given him some amount to bring wine for himself. He listened that the announcement of Malik bin Dinar, that he was saying that is there any person who can help the needy person sitting besides me? I will give him prayers, 4 prayers. May Allah give us beliefs in us. We should have a belief on the wordings, believe on the recites, believe on the ayats, believes on the hadiths. How a person can be deprived from the prayers? We always think ourselves in the need of these things. That slave thought that I should have an exchange of amount for the announcements of Malik bin Dinar. Bismillah, mashallah, la quwwata billah. I was saying the benefits of Bismillah, mashallah, la quwwata illa billah. Importance of invisible things. The slave gave amount to that person, to Malik bin Dinar, on the announcement of Malik bin Dinar. He gave 4 dirhams to that person, dinar to that person, and asked Malik bin Dinar 4 things. Number 1, please pray that may Allah give me independence from this slaveness. Number 2, may Allah fulfill my pockets from money in response to these 4 dinars. And the third, give the opportunity of Tawbah to his honor and to me. Malik bin Dinar gave praise to that person. The prayer had been the Malam bin Dinar told him that, okay, prayers have been given, now you may go. Dua definitely has its effects. Sometimes response is given immediately, but there is sometimes a specific time for the fulfillment of prayers. That slave reached to his owner. The owner told, why you have too much slaves? The slave told that, I have taken for prayers on by this amount. The owner asked the complete story about Malik bin Dinar. The owner asked for questions for prayers what you have asked from that person. First thing he told that I have asked him for the independence from slaveness. The owner said that okay, you are now free from my slaveness. Number 2, he told that Allah gave good things and tawbah to my owner. The owner told, okay, I am okay, and from today onward I will not have wine. And as for the third thing, he told that Allah gave me reward from dinars. The owner of that person gave him 4,000 dinars and asked about the 4 things. He told that, may Allah forgive me and my owner. The owner said that it's not in my capacity. On the night during the dream, he listened the wording that we have forgiven you and your slave. All the things which were in your capacity you have done. Why we can't forgive you and your slave? Was May Allah give us to know the importance of the prayer of our fakir. Malik bin Dinar was moving from a road. He saw that there was a house to be constructed. He asked about the owner. It was told that a young person is the owner of that house which is being constructed. Malik bin Dinar told the benefits of a house in Jannah constructed with beautiful things, gold, jewels, pearls and other things. And you are constructed a house which is made up of mud bricks and wasteful things, and told the benefits of those the house in Jannah. The person agreed, and they were in an agreement. The person will give all the amount which was to be supposed to be expensed on that house in words. The person also asked to write an agreement and give all his money to Malik bin Dinar, and asked and requested him to write an agreement. Malik bin Dinar wrote on the promise of blessings of Allah that young person will get so among things, such a noble palace and other things. After a few days, a few months, when Malik bin Dinar again passed from that road, he saw that a black cloth was hanging on the door of that person. He asked what has been happened. It was told that the person had died. That was that person which have made an agreement with Malik bin Dinar in exchange of his whole wealth, which was supposed to be invested on it, which was supposed to be expensed on the construction of a house. And after probing the further, it was told that that person told that I have made an agreement with a person who told me the benefits of palace in the Jannah. And after Fajr prayer, a paper was felt on the mihrab of a mosque that Allah has given him so much blessings and rewards in exchange of the amount which was given to Malik bin Dinar. Allah says the person's humanity, Muslims, persons have agreement, have an exchange with me. There is lot of power in prayers and beliefs. I remembered the praise of my Murshid. He told me that there will be too much persons shaking your hands. I remembered the words of my Murshid. Allahumma ja'alni fi aini sagira. Oh Allah, keep me very little person in front of you, in your eyes. Once my Murshid told about these things, and I saw a dream. It was the house of my forefathers. Their many noble persons have come to our house. I saw in my dream that there are a lot of persons sitting in front of the door of my house. I saw this dream in around 85 or 86. I became Murid of Hazrat Sahab in 1984. I described my dream to my Murshid. He kept silent. the funeral of Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani was going, and a person was believing very badly. The murid told that, why you are weeping so much? He replied that, I am not weeping on the death of Hazrat Sahib. I am weeping on these things, that I was in the I was in Sheikh's shaky position, that I was neighbor of Hazrat Sahib, but I am weeping over my deprivedness, that I spent half of my life in the shaky position and could not believe and could not have the value to my neighbor, Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani. There are invisible agreements, invisible things. Whoever do these things, he gets so much benefits from the blessings of Allah. As Behlul was making us toy house and was announcing that who will come and purchase this house in exchange of some money, I will give him the palace in Jannah. Harun Rashid was also going from that place. He listened also this with his wife. Bilal Rajalatan was Majzoob. He has the blessings, he has the feelings of Allah in his. His brother asked about the amount. Bilal told that such amount. Well, his brother gave that required amount to Bilal. Bilal told, okay, it's done for you and your palace has been constructed in Jannah. Harun saw a dream in the evening. There is a too much beautiful house, beautiful palace in Jannah, and the name of Zubaydah is written on that in the front of that palace. Harun tried to move in that palace. The guards stopped him and asked, who are you and where you are going inside the palace? Harun told that it's the palace of my wife. The guards told that it's not whether his wife is your wife in the word, not here. On the second day, Harun also went, and Behlul was also announcing the same things. Who will get the palace in the Jannah? Harun rushed to Behlul and said that, give me that house. Behlul told that, no, it is the deeds of unknowns, invisibles. You have seen, it's not possible now. These are the invisible deeds. I was getting the facts, the inspirations, I was getting the passions, I was getting the waves of that noble person. We were talking and eating, but it was not simply a food. It was too much spiritual things which were being transmitted to me. He was told me that you have nothing in you and you have just opened a shop in front of persons. And it is just Allah who has protected you and not opened your actual position to persons. Sometimes during travel, all the persons are not kept during travel because there are a lot of things which happen during the traveling, and these are not normal things, and the person make their minds in negative things, and they are deprived from the blessings, from the aspirations, from the effects, from the blessings from their persons. I want on the topic of jinnats and devils, but your eyes are moving to me, your effects are moving back to me on other things. I believe that Allah also wants these things. We get benefits, inspirations from books. Tell me please something. If there is a rat, there is some negative thing and there is some positive thing and fragrance in a house, will you feel? Definitely you will feel. There are some senses in a person. 5 of senses are normally have been given to all persons. You feel, you feed, you taste, your birds. I share. A food was being cooked and he saw that the knife was touching on the bartan. Knife was touching the pot in such a way that it was creating the sound of a music. That noble person asked the persons to bury all the food in the ground. It is just the eyes of heart which are not available to all the persons. The word of heart is opened. The eyes of heart are opened. Some persons are deceiving. Some persons are giving problems for that person, but the person whose heart eyes are open and whose eyes are open of the word of that person is totally different from normal words. Persons get benefits, inspirations from prayers and eyes from other persons. If you serve as per the requirement of Murshid, you will get definitely prayers without saying about the prayers. Prayers are only which are given from heart. These are not given from tongue. I asked from Sheikh people. Whenever I reach in Karachi, a bulletproof car is brought for me. I asked from that person who will have fire on me. Artists have told that no, it's not my wish that you reach my house in my bulletproof car. There are a lot of evenings held on my name. There are a lot of foods, there are a lot of servings on that occasions. I have not have any thus for 2019. Just due to some things which are not good for humanity. There is no any responsible person in Karachi. There are a lot of persons coming in Madrasa, but there is no any person who wants to manage such a crowd. Persons are moving here and there, have a easiness, but there is no any responsible person who provides all these things to those persons. I have many times told that I don't want the easiness for me. I want easiness for the crowd. I want easiness the persons who are coming in my dress. Speakers should be very nice. There should be a sitting place. There should be a facilities, utilities available to crowds. That's why I have not signed any others for the year 2019. It's said that whenever we want blessings, we always try our best to do the best on the words, on the sayings of our Murshid. Whenever we give a service, we have not to remind about the progress. If the person which wants affects, which wants aspirations, which wants prayers, he is always to fulfill all the things. He always tries to complete the assignments prior to target dates. They take the benefits of focus from and beliefs from serving the persons. You have seen that slave has given 4 dinar and got 4 very nice praise in exchange of that 4 dinars. And Malik bin Dinar and his owner and the Sled and all the persons sitting in the Midfield, sitting in that crowd was also forgiven by Allah. It is just because of the blessings of Allah. May we also be forgiven by Allah. Best just do the company of nice persons, noble persons. I share. Alhamdulillah الذي عافاني مما ابتلاك به فذلك سبب خلق تفصيلا. I have told you stories, two stories. One story about a well of my forefathers. Another story of the person that's a person who was stressed that make that person very weak so that he may go in the valley of death. We should feel the indicators in our life. If you want to move on whatever, you have to understand the indicators and the meanings of the indicators. It is said that you're all the working, you're all the tasks, there are jinnats and devils with you. And even when you eat, jinnats are also with you. And whenever a loaf is slipped from your hand, try to pick up and eat after cleaning it, and don't leave it is for jinnats. One thing is that I reply to one person, another thing is that I say something that which is beneficial for millions of persons. You will definitely get your replies of your questions, and you will get definitely responses from me. Whatever you have wishes, whatever you have questions in heart of you, it is just because the blessings of Allah. A woman came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and told that my son has become madness, has become mad, and is always under stress and in the problem of anxiety, and always tries to tease us. Tell me one thing, please tell me one thing, that houses, mental hospitals are more in west or east? Definitely, there are a lot of mental houses in west. I have seen some old houses in Lahore where youngsters send their parents to pass their remaining life in these houses. It is a concept of these things. There are also old houses in Sindh, especially for Hindu families. They spend their cows to that houses just to pass their remaining life in these things, these old houses. Now, please listen. A woman came to Rasulullah and told Rasulullah about the situations or the bad situation of his son, of anxiety, madness, and especially nowadays youngsters are facing these things. I have seen on the other mental house there were 600 mental persons. There are a lot of thousands mental persons in the mental hospital of Jail Lahore. But the main ratio of persons is of youngsters. There are a lot of youngsters in these mental hospitals. Rasulullah was told about the situation of that young person. Rasulullah spread his hand on his chest and something like a puppy came from his chest. It was definitely that thing like devil which came out of his heart, came out of from his belly. It was definitely the result of that devil's engines. Once there was a person who was in the situation of that situation that he was out of senses. A nice person, noble person came and asked about why and what is his actual situation. Lama Chughtai recited some things and asked from that woman, and our voice came from herself and the person. There was a jinn. He told that I liked this woman. She was without veil. She was without any covering. Some jinnats live near slaughterhouses because they feel the smell of slaughtering. When fresh blood is coming from cutting off throat. Okay, I will complete this story again. Now let's another story. A person came to me that his son was the son of a person was in the disease that his blood was exchanged after a few days. He came to me and I told him to give sadaqah of goats and cows, whichever you can afford. I asked him about, you have anything to sell? He told me that I have a plot. I told him that okay, sell that plot, and spend that amount for sadaqah in the shape of goat and cow. You have to do please 3 things. Place halwa on a loaf, number 1. Secondly, I told him that give help with your money to those persons which are not in the habit of saying something. And the third thing, to sacrifice the goats and cows in the way of Allah. When a goat or cow is sacrificed, there is a smell on the first flow of blood. It is the food of jinnats and devils. It is written by so many persons, and the persons who can see the jinnats and devils, they feel that jinnats and devil put their mouths on the first flow of blood. The person also told me that there was a daughter of that person, and she told that there are a lot of jinnats attached with a brother, and they drink blood of my brother many times. In the previous stage, there was a worm which was attached to the body, and he used to drink the bad blood, and the blood which is wasted. They drink the blood, and after drinking the blood up to his capacity, he was out of the body. Doctor used to tell that whenever you transmit blood in brothers, there are so many worms come and drink the blood of my brothers. Their daughter used to tell him about these invisible things, and she told that these invisible things get extracts on our food and our medicines, and we just eat waste. We can't see the visible things. We can't see the life of grave. We can't see these invisible things, farishtas, angels. We can't see the jinnats and devils. But it's just there are a lot of persons which can see these things. His daughter was given these blessings that she should see the invisible world. She could see the jinnat, devils and angels. I told him that when first flow of blood is taken from the body, jinnats and devils place his mouth on that blood and feel the smell, and they used to drink the blood of first flow. I told him that you should not give this goat or cow in Madrasa and in any other place. You have to do all the things with your hands. Just to meet the requirements of sacrifice. There is a lot of Higgins when we definitely give Zakat and Sadaqah, but not given to the persons which are rightful for these things. Remember that I don't take these types of things, Zakat, Sadaqah and sacrifices. During the time of sacrifice and Qurbani, that girl came and saw and told to his father that the invisible things, invisible creativity, invisible creatures which are in our house have come and drinking the water of that goat. In other words, that creatures which was supposed to drink the blood of his son, they were now drinking the water of goat and cow. After 1 and 2 and 3 cows or goats, the requirement was fulfilled. Distribute these things, this goat, this cow, to poor persons. There are a lot of poor persons in society. Give them. After a few days, the daughter told that the invisible creatures which were used to drink the water of my brother is now reduced. And at the same time, the son started to recover easily. And after some more days, the son was very active and healthy and fulfilled and was very healthy, and there is no any disease in him. If a person came to me and I am in the train, which is no starting, and started taking the speed and asked me, tell me what is deen, I will tell him that there are only 2 things: believe of invisible things and not believing the visible things. Let's take an example. Shariat says that give 2.5% as zakat from your wealth and give ushar 10% from your crops. We will give you too much blessing, too much things for not only you but also for your generations. It is the non-believing of visible things. Apparently, your money, your amount is reduced, but definitely you will get too much benefits by believing on the wordings that it is the order of Allah and we are fulfilling these things just for the wishes, for the fulfillment of order of Allah. All these invisible things and the placing of hand of Rasulullah on the chest of a person. These are the stories of invisible things. We are not in the view of the life of graves, but it is always Barakat and Halal is the non-believing or visible things. It is yu'minuna bil ghaib. The person say, where is Allah? But invisible things that there is Allah. He is always here. He is always here and there. He will be always. We will not after a few days. Barakat and Halal. These are the invisible things. Believing of invisible things and non-believing of visible things. These are the basis of Islam. These are the basis of Shariat. After a few days, the invisible creatures started reducing step by step, and at the same time, the person, the son, cured and was healthy after a few days. There are a lot of narratives of Hazrat Lahori. If I try to write, there are too much books. There are a lot of pages in each book. about the stories of Hazrat Lahori. He was used to tell that, bring the loaf, I will tell that which is halal and which is haram. A share. बुलिया हंसी मरना नहीं दरवेश कब्र पे कोई और. The friend of Allah is always alive. There is no death for a friend of Allah. He just moved from one place to another place. The girl started to tell that these invisible things started to reduction. After a few days, the person came back to me and told me that my son is moving in a positive direction and getting health step by step gradually. I told them that Sadqa is a very good thing. It is like a treatment. It is an arrangement. It is better for us, for generations. You have spent a lot of money on tests, in the shape of tests, in the shape of travel. You have spent a lot of money in diagnosing the disease. But it is better to spend more on Sadqa. Definitely, it will benefit. It is a saying of Rasulullah. Your hand is not waved. Your hand is not shaken on the spending of amount for tests, for consultancy, for traveling. And when it is said about the Sadqa, you have just give 5 or 10 rupees. It's not a good Sadqa. Our Allah don't need our money, but it wants what is the actual wish, actual passion of that person. Allah sees inside the heart. After a few days, the doctor told that there is no invisible creature who is drinking the blood of that cow or goat. And the person told me that, no, my son is totally recovered. And there are a lot of money remaining from the selling of that plot. I told him that the residual amount should be sent to poor persons, to poor relatives, and to the persons who can't have any questions, and don't ask for money. Now, listen to another story. A wife of a very rich person, bureaucrat, came to me. Now I am having a picture and I demonstrate her situation. That woman could not know that I was Hakeem. When she came and was out of the car, a guard told me that, sir, please move here, please, sir, please move there, sir, please move upstairs. That woman had blood cancer. She had wig, there was chemo, there was no any hair on her body. Another person could not even feel that woman blood cancer. She has wig and she was wearing too much cloth, beautiful clothes. She told me about her blood cancer. I told that yes, it can be recovered. She asked me how, in a very democratic way. She told me that I have come from America and US. There is no any shortage of money. I will spend whatever you will say. She told me that, do you need a car? I replied that, how much you need? I told him that you are very weak from your forefathers. But I am, alhamdulillah, rich from my forefathers. Basically, a wife of another bureaucrat brought that woman to me. That woman picked the hand of that newly come lady. She told me that, what medicines will you give? I told him that you have to do sadaqah, but I will do. Her style was very bureaucratic, very authoritative. She was very proud person. I picked a paper and told her to recite Hamim Layin Sarin all the day, and also say prayer of 2 rakats of Tawbah. I told her that, Madam, there are invisible things which are just to do your proud. Perhaps you could not even survive. Perhaps this lady sitting behind yourself may guide you about what I am saying. And I told her to recite Hamdulillah yourself all the day and give sadaqah. Number 3, I asked, have you any amount, any property of your forefathers, your father and forefathers? And I told that I want to sell that property which belongs to your father or forefather. And definitely it should be that property which is made from halal money. She told me that these things that woman asked to her sad sitting lady that, why you have brought me to such a peer, such a Hakeem. She was very angry. I folded my paper and placed on other side. The lady told me that, no, please give him this paper. I told him no. She did not do what I was told. The other lady told me that she was sitting. The other lady told me that she was sitting, she was standing and suddenly fell down. And there was no any person wearing There was no any person worrying. There was no any person who was wiping out. There was no any person who was upset, who was sudden, who was upset in his family. I told that person that give a sacrifice of one goat every week and give to poor persons. Definitely bad things will be understood by only those persons who believe in invisibles and don't believe the visible things. I asked, have you any property of your forefathers? I want to sell Lord property and do sacrifice from that money, not from the current money earned. She told I have never seen such conditions from any peer or murshid. She was very angry to the other person, another lady. She had bought her. I told him that these are only these things which I have. And it was not the call on Muhammad bin Abdullah. It was an issue on Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Only those persons learned, those persons accepted the things the word is Rasulullah alaihi wasallam because they have believe in invisibles and non-believing of visible things. It was a main issue between non-believers and Muslims. It was an issue on Muhammad Rasulullah, not on Muhammad bin Abdullah. Hazrat Ali has a great love with Rasulullah. On an agreement, it was written, Muhammad Rasulullah. The non-believer said, no, it is a main issue. If we accept Muhammad Rasulullah, then there will be no any issue between you and we. Once Rasulullah said a poetry. Hazrat Abu Bakr radhiyallahu anhu told that if you allow kindly, I will correct you. There is some imbalance in between the poetry. This was because this was from Allah, and Allah told, Allah had a very noble purpose behind this, and He did not give any apparent knowledge of the words, but He had all the knowledge of all the subjects, all the topics. The non-believers told that the main issue is of Muhammad Rasulullah. Then Rasulullah asked where it is written, Muhammad Rasulullah. Rasulullah raised the word of Muhammad Rasulullah and accepted all the conditions of non-believers. There is an invisible thing which we can't see, but the movers with me, they accept all these things, and they learn, they accept, they believe in invisible things. It is the crux of Deen. Once a person told me that I have seen Sheikh Hind in my dream. This was told by Sheikh Hind that the crux of Deen is believing in invisible things and non-believing the visible things. Viewers say that show something, but non-believers don't believe in these things. If you have oxygen, do you believe that there is oxygen? There is signals of mobile companies here and there, but can you see these things? No. Can you see calcium, iron, potassium in your body? No, it's not visible. When there are tests, they believe on the tests that okay, there is iron, there is potassium, there is calcium, there are other chemicals in our body. Where is spirit in our body? We can't see it. We believe there is spirit, there is life, there is living in our body. But believe in oxygen. We believe in the extracts and the vitamins of fruits and vegetables. We believe there is vitamin K in sunlight. I am a postman. I am talking about the words of Rasulullah. Only that person will believe in these things who will believe in the love of Allah and Rasulullah. I am warning about these things. Don't be deluded from such things. There was a person working in our office. A female jinn was has control on him. She used to tell me that whenever I apply for a job and went into an interview, she already told me that you are going for an interview, and she used to tell all the answers before interviews. But she was insisting that I will not allow you to have a job anywhere, instead of also telling all the things prior to interview. She thought that I will have a marriage of yourself. I will arrange a marriage of myself. A share. Once a pen came to me. He has an uncle. He was laughing and then became serious. I said to my Allah that transfer the female jinn from this guy to his uncle. I told that, O female jinn, I asked from Allah that, Allah, if you believe in my any ibadat, if you accept my any ibadat and if you have any love with me, transfers this female jinn to his uncle. If there is an murid of me and has any value in your eyes, I ordered the female jinn to move from the body of that guy to the body of his uncle. Once there was a jinn who was in the habit of breaking the bones of persons. There was a landlord who has a grudge with a Maulvi. That landlord has an activity against that person. The person came to that Maulvi and told, please move with us. He told that I am not in this capacity. I can't do these things. Landlord insisted him again and again. And after many struggle, he came. They brought that person. They brought that Maulvi. Maulvi started requesting that jinn and told them, I am a poor person. If you will go, it will be very beneficial for me. They will give me some amount. I will spend some days happily. Jinn told that there are so many persons who are all always having some words. And they were always trying to force me to move out. That Maulvi started requesting again and again to that jinn and told that I am a poor person. I will have some few happy days. If you will move, they will give me some money. It will helpful for me. And after a few requests, that jinn moved out. The landlord was very happy and he gave so much amount. And I also requested that female jinn. I gave some things to recite. After a few days, they came again and told that the condition of their uncle is very bad. There is an emergency. They brought their uncle to me. I told that I will not see their uncle. I was telling the story of blood, how the jinns drink blood. I was telling about these things, but moved here and there. Now listen. Some Janats live on the things where there is flow of blood. They get vibration. They get food from the vibration of blood. Many Mujahideen told me these things. One thing that when they were given a whistle, they needed a whistle. Some persons told that due to bitterness of moving of spirit from body, lot of persons are in very bad condition. We have some examples when their persons are in a very good condition, but these are rare cases. Allah said, Ya ayyuha Nafs mu'minna. Ya ayyuhal O peaceful body, move in the heaven. The spirits of noble persons are taken with very peaceful way by angels, and they are discharged during this process. I am closing this point. I was talking about Mujahideen. Many persons told if they were recovered from injuries, our body is always present in the way of Allah. They were sharing blood with jinnats with the belief that they can get their share from our body. I started thus from 6 o'clock. Now it's about 9. I was in the process of recording of TV program. I left one program I am in the habit of accepting calls, and the person was always seeing the clock. I stopped the program with angerness. Okay, listen to more things, please. Sheikh Abdul Ghaffar bin Fakir was telling that there is a place whenever a person stay there in the morning, his dead body came out of that house. A Muslim person once took out that house and against the regular routine, next morning he was alive. We were very surprised and asked about the main reason why he was alive. He told me that there was a jinn living in well. I asked from that jinn, what is the secret of this house? There are always jinnats living in wells. A young person came out of the well and started learning Quran Majid from me. He told me that we are Muslims and most of the times non-believers doing wrong things came to live in this house. Now see that you have come and started reciting Quran Majid. I am in the habit of receiving so much such things, problems, hurdles, difficulties in house. They say that it is a magic from other person's family members. I told them there are sometimes good, nice, noble jinnats, and they caused problem for that jinnats and good noble jinnats due to their wrongdoings. You have stopped these things. We are not angry with them. There are too many things, there are too many stories about these things. If a person asks about what is religion, what you will say? Only two things: believing the invisible things and not believing the visible things. That is the secret, that is the crux of religion. It is said by Rasulullah, whether we understand or not, but the main secret, main crux of deen is only these things. It is true. It is main truth of life. This is the main truth of universe. Okay, now we are closing this sitting. We will resume this topic in the next verse.
Ya awwalul awwalin, Ya akhirul akhirin, Ya zal quwwatil mateen, Ya rahimal masakin, Ya arhamar rahimin, Ya karamal akramin, Ya ajwadal ajwadin, Ya zal jalali wal ikram. یا ذا الجلال والاکرام یا ذا الجلال والاکرام ربنا آتنا فی الدنیا حسنۃ وفی الآخرۃ حسنۃ وقنا عذاب النار وادخل الجنۃ مع الابرار یا عزیز یا غفار یا عزیز یا غفار یا رب العالمین یا رب العالمین۔ اے اللہ ہماری حاضری کو قبول فرما، ہماری حاضری کو قبول فرما، ایمان کا ذریعہ بنا، کامل اخلاق کا ذریعہ بنا، اخلاص عطا فرما اور برکت اور عافیت عطا فرما، برکت اور عافیت عطا فرما، برکت اور عافیت عطا فرما۔ اے اللہ ہماری حاضری کو موت کے آخری وقت میں کلمہ نصیب ہونے کا ذریعہ بنا۔ اے سخی آقا جب ہماری لبیں بند آنکھیں بند جسم ساکت اور تیرے پاس حاضری اور حضوری کا وقت ہو، کلمہ نہ چھین لینا ہماری کسی گناہ کی وجہ سے، ہماری کسی نافرمانی کی وجہ سے۔ اللہ ہمیں کلمے سے محروم نہ کر دینا۔ یا اللہ خاتمہ ایمان پہ کرنا، خاتمہ ایمان پہ کرنا، خاتمہ ایمان پہ کرنا۔ اے اللہ ہمارے خاتمے کو ایمان پہ کر دے۔ یا اللہ ہمیں ایمان والی قبر دے دے، ایمان والی موت دے دے اور ایمان والی زندگی دے دے۔ اللہ پاکیزہ نظریں دے دے، پاکیزہ جذبے دے دے، پاکیزہ کمرے دے دے اور پاکیزہ در دے دے اور پاکیزہ گھر دے دے اور پاکیزہ مجالس دے دے اور پاکیزہ محافل دے دے اور پاکیزہ دوست دے دے اور پاکیزہ فرشتوں کی موانست دے دے اور پاکیزہ محمد مصطفیٰ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا قرب دے دے اور عشق دے دے اور اپنی پاکیزہ معرفت دے دے اور اپنی پاکیزہ محبت دے دے۔ مولا ہمارے دلوں کو قبول کر لے، ہمارے دلوں کو مزین کر لے، ہمارے دلوں کو مولا اپنی رحمت سے دور نہ کر، اپنی معرفت سے دور نہ کر، اپنی محبت سے دور نہ کر۔ دل کی دنیا آباد کر دے، من کی دنیا آباد کر دے، جذبوں کی دنیا آباد کر دے، ہمارے اندر باہر کو روشن کر دے، ہماری ضرورتوں کو غیب سے پورا کر دے۔ کبھی در در کا محتاج نہ بنا، کبھی در در کا بھکاری نہ بنا، کبھی در در کا منگتا نہ بنا۔ مولا سدا اپنے در کا منگتا بنا، اپنے در کا بھکاری بنا، اپنے در کا محتاج بنا، ہمیں در کا سوالی بنا، ہمیں اپنے در کا سوالی بنا۔ ہماری ضرورتوں کو غیب سے پورا فرما، ہماری مشکلیں حل فرما۔ سخی بے گھر کو گھر دے دے، بے در کو در دے دے، بے اولادوں کی جھولیاں بھر دے، ان کو بیٹے بیٹیاں دے دے، مقدر والے، نصیب والے اور بخت والے اور معرفت والے اور اعلیٰ اخلاق والے، اعلیٰ اخلاق والے۔ اے سخی آقا اولاد دے دے، اور جن کو تو نے اولاد دی ہے ان کی آنکھوں کی ٹھنڈک بنا دے، ان کی آنکھوں کی ٹھنڈک بنا دے، ان کی قبر کی ٹھنڈک بنا دے۔ اللہ یہ اولاد قیامت کے دن پکڑ کا ذریعہ نہ بنے یا اللہ، بلکہ سفارش کا اور شفاعت کا ذریعہ بنے۔ اے سخی آقا بے گھروں کو گھر دے دے، بے دروں کو در دے دے، بیماروں کو شفا دے دے، مریضوں کو شفا دے دے، بیماروں کو صحت دے دے، تندرستی دے دے، علیلوں کو صحت دے دے، بے گھروں کو گھر دے دے۔ یا اللہ جن کا کوئی نہیں تو ہے نا مولا، تو ہے سخی آقا، بے در 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 پھر رہے تو ان کا سہارا بن جا، تو ان کا آسرا بن جا، تو ان کا حوصلہ ہے، تو ان کی آخری منزل ہے، تو ان کا آخری ساتھی ہے۔ اے سخی آقا ہماری ہر ضرورت کو غیب سے پورا فرما۔ کسی رونے والے کے صدقے، کسی سسکنے والے کے صدقے، کہ یہاں سے آج کوئی خالی نہ جائے، سب کی جھولیاں بھر دے، سب کو مالا مال کر دے، سب تنگ دستوں کی تنگ دستیاں دور کر دے اور سب کو اپنی غیب کے خزانے سے دے دے، قیدوں کی خلاصی دے دے، قرضداروں کے قرضے دور کر دے اور ان کے قرضوں کے لیے سہولت کی راہیں بنا دے۔ یا اللہ سہولت کی راہیں بنا دے، ہماری ضرورتوں کو غیب سے پورا کر دے۔ یا کریم آقا اس تسبیح خانے کی خیر کر دے، یہاں کے آنے والوں کی خیر کر دے، ان خدمت والوں کی خیر کر دے اور ان کو اپنی شان کے مطابق جزائے خیر دے دے۔ یا اللہ ہر شر سے آفت سے حفاظت فرما اور تسبیح خانے کو ہر فتنے سے قیامت تک محفوظ فرما۔ اللہ مجھے میری نسلوں کو تسبیح خانے کا ہمیشہ خادم بنا، میرے ساتھیوں کو خادم بنا، کبھی بھی ہمیں دور نہ کر۔ اللہ ہماری موت کے لمحے یہی کر دے، خاتمہ ایمان پہ کر دے۔ تسبیح خانے کو ہر آفت سے بچا، ہر فتنے سے بچا، دائیں بائیں سے وسعت عطا فرما، اپنے خزانے غیب سے یہاں آنے والوں کی جھولیاں بھر دے، ان کے گھر بھر دے، ان کے در بھر دے، ان کو سہارے دے دے، ان کو تسلیاں دے دے، تو کریم تسلیاں دے دے۔ ہم روتے روتے ختم ہو جائیں گے، ہمیں آج تک لوگوں نے رلایا، کبھی تسلیاں نہیں دی میرا مولا۔ اے میرا مولا، ہم تو روتے روتے آخر کار تیرے پاس آ جائیں گے، ہمیں تسلیاں دے دے، ہمیں ایمان دے دے، ہماری ضرورتیں پوری کر دے، پوری امت کے لیے ہدایت کے فیصلے کر دے، پوری امت کو ایمان دے دے، سارے جنات سارے انسانوں کو عافیت دے دے اور برکت دے دے، ہمیں فرشتوں کا قرب دے دے، ہمیں فرشتوں کی محبت دے دے مولا مولا مولا۔ تو اپنے غیب کے خزانے سے کسی بچے کی آہ کے صدقے، کسی جوان کی توبہ کے صدقے ہمیں دنیا آخرت کی آج برکتیں دے دے، اور جہاں جس کونے میں کوئی تیری بندی بندہ آمین ہماری کہہ کے دعاؤں میں شامل ہے، ان کو بھی شامل فرما لے، ان کو بھی دے دے، سب کو دے دے، سب کو بھر دے، سب کو رنگ دے، سب کو دے دے، بن مانگے دے دے، دنیا آخرت سب دے دے، سب دے دے، سب دے دے۔ وصلی اللہ علی النبی الکریم، وصلی اللہ علی النبی الکریم وعلی آلہ وصحبہ وازواجہ واہل بیتہ وعطرتہ اجمعین آمین برحمتک یا ارحم الراحمین۔
یہاں اس وقت مجلس مجذوبی ہوگی، آپ نے درس میں یا میگزین میں، عبقری میگزین میں کوئی روحانی عمل پڑھا ہو، سنا ہو، اس طرح سے کوئی طبی ٹوٹکا کوئی عمل ہو، سنا ہو، آزمایا ہو، کسی کو بتایا ہو، آپ کا اپنا مشاہدہ ہو یا کسی کو بتایا تھا اس کے اعتبار سے کوئی مشاہدہ کوئی فائدہ ہو، تو صرف اس کا تذکرہ کریں گے، اعمال کے فائدے، مشاہدے اور فائدے تذکرے۔ ذاتی سوال جواب کی مجلس نہیں ہے، یا کوئی خواب اس کی تعبیر، ایسی کوئی ترتیب نہیں ہے، بلکہ صرف اعمال کے فائدے، مشاہدے۔ اور اس کے اختتام پر اس میں محمد چلا بیعت کا عمل ہوگا۔ جو حضرات ساتھی بیعت ہونا چاہتے ہیں وہ اس مجلس کے اختتام پر جب بیعت کا عمل ہوگا تب بیعت ہو سکیں گے، اور خواتین کی طرف بھی مائیں بہنیں بھی اس موقع پر بیعت ہو سکیں گی۔ اسپیکر چل رہے ہوتے ہیں تو بیعت کے کلمات دہرا لیں گے، ان کی بھی بیعت ہو جائے گی۔ جو حضرات پہلے سے بیعت ہوتے ہیں تو وہ اس موقع پر دوبارہ بیعت کے عمل میں شریک ہو سکتے ہیں اپنی بیعت کی تجدید کی نیت سے۔
جی بتائیں کون بیان کرے گا؟ جی آپ بیان کریں۔
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ میری بچی کو کل رات کو بہت تیز بخار تھا اور 2 دن سے مسلسل بخار تھا۔ رات کو میری آنکھ کھلی تو شدید بہت ہائی ٹمپریچر اس کو تھا، تو میں نے اصحاب کہف کا نقش جو ہے لکھ کر پانی میں ڈالا، اس کو پانی پلایا اور چھینٹے مارے اور 7 بار پڑھ کے دم کیا۔ الحمدللہ وہ جو بخار بالکل اتر نہیں رہا تھا، الحمدللہ وہ کہاں گیا پتہ ہی کوئی نہیں چلا، کدھر چلا گیا۔ اللہ نے ایسی شفا عطا فرمائی۔ اس کے علاوہ ایک اور خاتون کل مجھے بتا رہی تھی کہ ان کا رشتہ نہیں ہو رہا تھا، تو 9000 بار جو ہے اللہ کا نام یا متکبر جو پڑھا انہوں نے 90 دن تک، الحمدللہ رشتہ ہو گیا۔
کتنی دفعہ؟
9000 مرتبہ یا متکبر 90 دن تک پڑھنا۔
ٹھیک، اور بتائیں۔
رفاقت علی کبیر والا سے میرے پاؤں میں پھوڑا بنا، چیک کروایا تو ڈاکٹر نے کہا کہ اس کا آپریشن ہوگا، تو میں نے آپریشن تو نہیں کروایا، لیکن وضو کے بعد جو پاؤں میں پانی ٹھہر جاتا ہے اس کو زخم کے اوپر لگانا شروع کر دیا۔ کچھ دن کے بعد ہی وہ زخم بالکل ٹھیک ہو گیا پھوڑا، اور بغیر آپریشن کے وہ ٹھیک ہو گیا۔
میرا نام زیگم عباس ہے جی، لاہور سے. میں ابھی پچھلے جمعے والے دن کا واقعہ ہے، میں حضرت صاحب پاس تشریف لایا تھا جمعرات کو دعا کے لیے کہ میں اگلے دن ویزے کے لیے جا رہا ہوں. یو ایس ایمبیسی میرے اپوائنٹمنٹ تھی. سارے دوستوں نے منع کیا کہ آپ نے ویزا نہیں لگوانا ہے، کیونکہ میرے کچھ قریبی جاننے والے 2-3 لوگوں کا ابھی انہوں نے ریجیکٹ کیا تھا بلا وجہ. میں ایمبیسی میں اندر چلا گیا، ساروں سے بڑے مشکل سوال، کسی سے کچھ پوچھ رہے ہیں، کسی سے کچھ پوچھ رہے ہیں، اور کوئی 70-80% لوگوں کے انہوں نے ریجیکٹ کر دیے ویزے. میرے سے اس نے خاتون تھی، میں صرف ایک ورد کر رہا تھا جب میں انٹر ہوا تھا، حامیم لا ینصرون کا اور سورہ کوثر کا. ایک دفعہ حامیم لا ینصرون پڑھتا تھا اور ایک دفعہ سورہ کوثر پڑھتا تھا. اور اس کے بعد جب میں گیا ہوں اس نے میرے سے بالکل کوئی سوال ہی نہیں پوچھے، ایک آدھا سوال پوچھا بڑا آسان سا، اور اس کے بعد کہتی جی بس آپ 2-3 دن بعد اپنا پاسپورٹ لے لیجیے گا. اور کل الحمدللہ پاسپورٹ بھی مل گیا اور ویزا بھی لگ گیا.
جی اور بتائیں جی.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. میرا نام عمیر ہے، اپاڑا سے. ایک طبی ٹوٹکا ایک روحانی وظیفہ ہے. میری بھانجی ہے تو
یہ آخری ہوگا، اس کے بعد پیسہ.
میری بھانجی ہے تو اس کو حضرت بخار ہو گیا بہت تیز. تو میں نے یا حفیظ و یا سلام 11 دفعہ پڑھ کے اور بسم اللہ ماشاء اللہ لا قوت الا باللہ ایک تسبیح یہ پڑھ کے دم کیا تو وہ ماشاء اللہ ٹھیک ہو گئی. اس کے علاوہ طبی ٹوٹکا اگر گردے میں پتھری ہو تو اس کا بڑا آزمودہ میرے بہنوئی ہیں ان کا اپنا آزمودہ ہے کہ 1 چمچ شہد، 2 چھوٹے چمچ زیتون کا تیل اور 1 چمچ شہد، 2 چھوٹے چمچ زیتون کا تیل اور ایک پورا لیمو نیم گرم پانی کے ایک گلاس میں نچوڑ کے یہ اس کو مکس کر کے نہار پیٹ اس کو پینا ہے صبح، اور اس کے آدھے گھنٹے بعد ناشتہ کرنا ہے. تو یہ چند دن کرنے سے ہی جو ہے پیشاب کے راستے کو پتھری جو ہے باہر آ جاتی ہے.
بیت کا عمل ہوگا جی. یہ ساتھی درمیان میں راستہ بنا لیں، دائیں بائیں ہو جائیں اور چادر دور تک لے جائیں اور اس کو کھول لیں. باقی حضرات سے گزارش اپنی جگہ پہ تشریف رکھیں جی. اب بیت کا عمل ہوگا. خواتین کی طرف بھی بیت ہو سکتی ہیں، مائک چل رہے ہیں، وہ بیت کے کلمات دہرانے کی بیت ہو جائیں گے. دیکھیں یہ بیت کا عمل ہے. بہت سے ساتھی اس کے بعد پوچھتے ہیں کہ ہم نے بیت ہونا چاہتے تھے، تو بیت کا عمل ہو رہا ہے. جو حضرات ساتھی بیت ہونا چاہتے ہیں اس وقت بیت ہو سکیں گے. خواتین بھی بیت ہو سکتی ہیں اس وقت میں. مائک چل رہے ہیں، اس طرف بیت کے کلمات دہرا لیں. جو حضرات پہلے سے بیت ہیں وہ بھی اس میں اپنی بیت کی تجدید کے طور پر دوبارہ شریک ہو سکتے ہیں.
جی میں عرض کرتا جاؤں، دل ہی دل میں دہراتے جائیں. اشہد ان لا الہ الا اللہ وحدہ لا شریک لہ واشہد ان محمدا عبدہ ورسولہ. لا الہ الا اللہ محمد رسول اللہ. استغفر اللہ ربی من کل ذنب واتوب الیہ. یا اللہ میں نے توبہ کی شرک سے، بدعت سے، صغیرہ کبیرہ گناہوں سے، تیری ہر نافرمانی سے. عہد کیا تیرا حکم اور تیرے حبیب کے طریقوں کے مطابق زندگی گزاروں گا. یا اللہ میرے عہد کو قبول فرما. بیت لی میں نے حضرت خواجہ سید محمد عبداللہ حجویری رحمۃ اللہ علیہ کے سلسلے پہ. یا اللہ میری بیت قبول فرما. دعا مانگو. بیت دراصل توبہ ہے. یا اللہ جو پچھلی زندگی گزری اس پہ تو ندامت اور استغفار ہے، اور آئندہ زندگی تیرے حبیب کے غلامی پہ 3 تسبیحات کا اہتمام کریں، تلاوت کا اہتمام کریں، نماز با جماعت، اور ہمارے حلال حرام جائز ناجائز معاملات ٹھیک ہوں اس پہ خوب نظر رکھیں. اور سب سے زیادہ نفع اس کو ہوتا ہے جو رابطے میں رہتا ہے. یہ درس بہترین رابطہ ہے. اب دوسرے شہروں میں ہے تو نیٹ، موبائل، میموری کارڈ کے ذریعے. میں بھی رابطے کا محتاج ہوں، آپ بھی رابطے کے محتاج ہیں. کوشش کریں رابطے میں رہیں. اللہ قبول کرے.
وعبقری حساب.